Hey, this is Sasha Evdokov, founder of TradersFly.com and InvestingHelpDesk.com, here to share with you some trading questions from other traders and investors. So that's the point of the InvestingHelpDesk.com. So if you want to see other trading questions and investing questions, go to the website right there. Now, today's question is, what are the leading or leader stocks and why should you watch them? So first off, in this two-part question, what are leader stocks or leading stocks? Well, typically stocks that have the highest regard in the industry, that to me are the leader stocks. Those are the ones that are been moving for quite a while. It's stocks that many think of in a positive way or positive fashion. It's not always stocks that have the highest earnings in terms of dollar value, but stocks that beat their earnings on a consistent basis. It's the companies that are very positive in most investors' mindsets, and typically they are the ones that have continued to run to the upside for quite some time. They're favorites in a way. They're more biased. People are biased towards them because they like those stocks or those companies because they've been consistent in their returns. So then the next part of this is, why are they called leaders? Well, leader or leading stocks lead, or in other words, guide the market higher first. They are usually the first ones to break out to new highs, and then usually the market follows after that, meaning the other companies and the other stocks. They are usually the first ones to sell off, and then you often see the market follow after these are acting weak and selling off. So in general, leaders lead the market. They lead the market higher, and then they also lead the market lower, and that is because of a few different factors. So why does this happen? Well, it comes down to money flow. Investors strive to get into key positions first. So those are the stocks that break out first. After all, think about it this way. If you only have $10,000 and you see 2 or 3 stocks working really well, wouldn't you want to get into 1 or 2 of the best companies first? And then if you have some leftover money, you could diversify yourself or hedge your position by buying a little bit of gold or buying something else. But really, most of your money is going to get into the key positions first. And most people pile into that top 10% or 20% of the market, just like the 80-20 principle. Or when you go to a grocery store, the 20% of the food that's most healthiest is right there in that organic section, or right there in the fruits and vegetables and healthy section. So in either case, later, if they have remaining money, they get into other favorable positions. That's what happens in the market. And when a substantial profit is made, investors are first to get out of those leaders because they're going to be making more money and profits from those leaders because, number one, they run much faster than the other positions. And number 2, they've been in them longer, so they had a longer opportunity to run further. So they want to protect their profits. They get out of those first, and then later, oftentimes the market follows as well. So some key signals from leaders. Oftentimes, even if you do not own or trade the leaders, you can get key signals of market direction depending on what the leaders are doing. So it's important to watch the leaders because it'll give you an idea of how the market is moving, acting, and behaving. So if the leaders are slowing down, then probably the market is slowing down as well. So you don't have to follow 1,000 stocks. You can just follow these few leader companies. Now, in rare times, leaders may not be leaders for the market, in which case you need to trade cautiously. Sometimes during weird economic news, during cyclical breakouts, during certain announcements, during currency problems, or even global market risks. For certain moments or periods of times, it could be just for a week or a couple of weeks or maybe 1 or 2 months, the leaders may not be leaders, and that's really where you might need to be a little more cautious because these signals are not 100% accurate. It's just there to give you some insight. But in general, most of the time, I have found that it to be reliable. If you watch the leaders, how they move, act, and behave, the market eventually will follow. And if you see the leaders slow down, then the market oftentimes slows down. So keep those things in mind when looking at leaders. So if we look at the charts and if we look at some leaders or past leaders, you can see that Apple right here, if we look at the monthly chart, was a leader at one point. You can see that this stock continues to go higher, pull back, continues to go higher, and now it's pulling back again. Could it still be a market leader if, well, more volume, more buying comes in? Then it could be a leader, but at the moment, it's not a leader. So these leader companies do rotate. If you take a look at Amazon, you can see that this stock having a few pullbacks, but overall, it's been a market leader and now coming into all-time highs. So what I do is when you watch these things, when you see Amazon here slowing down, here's some key signals, and right now we're in right around mid-July 2016. You can see this stock slowing down, overextended, the stock slowing down, had a few more days of popping action, and now again pulling back. And if you watch the market, if we look at the S&P, you can see that, during this time, okay, where the market was trending higher, Amazon, in fact, was pulling back. Okay, so that to me shows me there's caution. And now look at what's happening to the market. Again, we're getting a sideways action, and you could say slowly now starting to initiate a pullback. It's not going to be a major pullback at this exact moment, but the pullback is starting to pick up a little bit for today, and the market's been kind of moving sideways. So other companies have moved the markets higher, but overall, you can see this leading company, as it pulls back, the market stalls out and moves sideways. So sometimes you get that insight into the markets. It's not always going to be 100% accurate. You can look also at Tesla here, which used to be a leader. If we look at the monthly, you can see the stock popping higher, now moving pretty well sideways. So now it's just in this sideways consolidation area. But if this stock, continues to roll over, then you could see more money rolling over as well, because there's a lot of money tied into this, because there's a lot of money flow in this company. And that's what you want to do, is you want to watch these leading companies like the Netflix, like the Googles at the moment. And these leaders, they don't change that often. They do change, but typically it's the bigger stocks. And you can see Facebook as well, powering higher, and then the market also went higher, and now we got a little pullback. Leading companies, they lead the market higher when they're powering higher, and then the market follows. And when the leaders roll over, typically the market follows as well. Sometimes it comes together, one and one, almost at the same time. Other times there's a slight delay by a couple days, couple weeks. Really just depends. But keep an eye out for these leader companies, because this is where the money flow is. That's where people hold their money. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more questions and answers like this one, take a look at the website at investinghelpdesk.com. And if you want to get more in touch with me, then make sure you get on the newsletter by clicking this button right here and sign up, because you'll get free training material, free videos, news announcements to other books that I release, and courses. And some of those things, like the books, sometimes are actually free for the newsletter subscribers. So be sure you get on that newsletter. And in addition, I have some hidden videos as well that get released for the newsletter members. Now, if you want to take a look at my critical charts absolutely for free, then you can try the service out. Click this button, and you'll get a special link right there where you can get a hidden sign-up form and try those charts out for free for a certain time period. And if you're big on YouTube and you want to subscribe on YouTube, hit the red button and you'll be subscribed to me on YouTube. Thanks again for joining me. In the end, remember, there's more to life than money. Go out, do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.